everyone, welcome to Dancing with Bella. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I haven't really talked about myself, so I feel like this is an opportunity for you guys to learn about me and also about astrology. For those who are just now learning about astrology or who are curious about it, basically everyone knows what their sun sign is. Mainstream horoscopes will tell you either if you're a Cancer, a Libra, Aquarius, or Scorpio, Capricorn, whatever. But the thing is that we don't only have one sign. We're actually made up of several signs. So think about it as when you were born, how the planets were in the sky. Basically, it's like taking a screenshot of how the planets were and putting it in a piece of paper and summarizing how you are, who you're going to be, what you're going to do with your life, and all that. And that's why it's very important that whenever you do try to look for your birth chart or your natal chart, you know exactly what time you were born, where you were born, what day you were born, and all the good stuff. Some people, even some of you guys, have described the birth chart to me as basically an onion. You're basically taking each layer off until you kind of get to the middle of who you are. There's so much that goes into astrology that you guys would be amazed. I'm still a beginner at this. I'm not a professional. There's some good astrologers out there, guys, but I'm just doing this for fun. So this is my birth chart right here. And as you guys can tell, I have Cancer as my sun sign. My moon is in Libra and my ascendant is in Capricorn. I'm going to pull up Cafe Astrology, where I got my birth chart from. And I'm going to read to you guys what it says about my sun in Cancer. Sun in Cancer natives have a strong survival instinct. They are protective of those they care about and of themselves too. They are often quite reticent about sharing their inner selves to the rest of the world, and often caught up in reminiscence. Cancers have a reputation for moodiness, although this trait is almost evident when the moon is in Cancer. Cancer needs roots. They resist change to an extent and concern themselves about being secure and safe in most everything they do. Cancers can be quite intrigued by objects with history attached to them, antiques, photos, souvenirs, and the like. Cancer is a very sensitive sign, and they don't always appreciate it when you are blunt with them. Their reactions to hurt will depend on how thick a shell they have developed. Most Cancers react by withdrawing or retreating. Some have developed the ability to manipulate others to get what they want. They avoid direct confrontations almost as a rule. Cancers are in fact quite yielding and soft when you have them in the right mood. They are one of the most hospitable signs of the zodiac. Sure, they can be touchy and indirect, but they're also very dependable and caring souls. Alright guys, so I'm out, and I'm just kidding. Cancer is considered a water sign for those who don't know. Fire signs and water signs are considered to be the emotional signs. We respond with emotion. We're just full of emotions. We're just fucking emotional. What the sun basically represents are basically our goals. It also signifies our self-image and what we send out to the world. It is the inner part of yourself, the core of yourself, our will and our sense of vitality, our conscious mind and our ego. And I guess you can also see it as who we're learning to be. I feel like I relate a lot to my sun sign just because I am very overprotective of the ones I love, my friends, my family, and those I care about, because if you do something to them, you're gonna hear from me. And I guess they're putting me on blast here because I am a little reticent about sharing my innermost self. Definitely always caught up in reminisce. I'm always looking to the past. I'm always daydreaming about things that have happened or about my future, like what things are gonna look like and all that. Man, it's like they know me. How many times have I told you guys I'm moody as fuck? Y'all might have not witnessed it so far, but I'm moody as fuck. It says it's more evident when the moon is in Cancer, and although I don't have my moon in Cancer, I still feel that side of me come out. And it's funny that it says that I can be attached to antiques, photos, souvenirs, and the likes, because growing up, I would actually wait for my parents to leave, and they used to have this big ass tub and container with full of pictures, just full of pictures. Well, after they left, I would just sit there for hours and hours just looking at the pictures. It never got old, guys. And up to this day, like, I'm doing YouTube and I fix up my thumbnails and stuff. So I feel like that's always going to be a part of me. Emotions really do play a lot in my life. Like, I feel the feelings other people feel. We're basically like sponges when it comes down to emotions, because we absorb so many of them. And with that reason, we tend to be intuitive, and we also tend to have psychic abilities when it comes down to emotions. So that's a bonus. Sun in Cancer also tend to have like a maternal instinct, or kind of like a maternal energy. Very nurturing, very sweet. We like to protect, we're sensitive. We can also be gentle, but again, we can be manipulative. So yeah, guys, that's my short description of Sun in Cancer, and I'm gonna move on to my Moon in Libra. Moon in Libra basically shows our habits, our reactions, and our instincts. It's basically how we express and deal with our emotions, either in private or at home. It's our inner mood. It's basically how we protect ourselves from our problems and how we react or how we mask them. Also, our unconscious habits. Now my moon is in Libra, which Libra is an air sign. Air signs are about actions and ideas. So let's read what my moon in Libra says here on Cafe Astrology. Moon in Libra people have a strong need for partnership. Without someone to share their lives with, they feel utterly incomplete. This is why people with this position get involved in marriages or living together arrangements quite young, because the drive for harmony, peace, and sharing is so powerful. Lunar Librans are apt to do a lot of conceding. They are sympathetic and concerned for others, enjoy socializing, and revel in a good debate. Mental rapport with others is especially important to them. Lunar Librans feel safe and secure when they are in a partnership. These are the people who seem to always need to have someone tag along with them wherever they go, even if it is to the corner store. They find strength and reinforcement in and through others. People with this position are often quite charming. They can be very attractive to be around and are often given to flirtatiousness. Rarely directly aggressive, these people win your hearts with gentle and refined ways. Moon in Libra natively simply can't help but see flaws in their environment and their relationships. In fact, anything out of whack will bother them until it's fixed. Although diplomatic and acquaintances, when Moon in Libra natives argue with their long-standing partners, they rarely let up until they win. And winning an argument is a Libran specialty. In fact, they may not believe what they are saying, but will adopt all kinds of ideas just to get the last word. Living with Lunar Librans can sometimes feel like you're on trial, and Libra is the expert lawyer. Sometimes though, Libra is defending you and supporting your point of view. Lunar Librans' idealistic look and constant striving for the best, most harmonious lifestyle can lead to much discontent. Looking for that one elusive, perfect way to lead their lives can detract from enjoyment of the moment. So as you guys just heard, Moon in Libra can be charming, funny, witty, creative, and sometimes political. I feel like I do fit into this description just because I did get married kind of young. I really can't go anywhere without having someone to come with me, either to the store or just even to the restroom sometimes. I always have to have someone there beside me. The people with Moon in Libra have to have a balance, because it's kind of like the scale. The scale symbolizes Libra, whatever. Either we're leaning to one side more than the other, and sometimes it's to an extreme. So we have to try to keep a balance. We also like to communicate, and I find that to be true within myself, because I do like to communicate, but I'm the type of person that I like to communicate with the right people. Usually when we do communicate with others, people do tend to like us because of our charming ways. But we can't forget that we're also lazy. Although some of us can be lazy, we can actually strive and do our best whenever we're doing something we love. Again, we're working with a scale here. So either we're really lazy or we're hardworking. We hate rudeness, And basically what we're striving for is harmony and peace. Now that I'm kind of, living my life, getting older, I feel like this has made a whole change in my life because that's all I do is look for peace and harmony. I'm tired of the drama. I'm over it. All we basically want is justice. Last, I'm going to move on to my ascendant. The rising sign is also known as the ascendant or the first house. Basically, the rising sign is the sign that was rising when you were born on the eastern side. It's the response in our environment. It's also how we cope with day-to-day problems and our instinctual reaction when we meet new people or new situations. Capricorn is an earth sign. Earth signs are more of the thinkers than the feelers. So now let's read what my ascendant in Capricorn says. There's a seriousness to Capricorn rising people that is unmistakable. Even when they're joking around, it's of the deadpan variety. In fact, plenty of very humorous people have Capricorn ascendants. It's all in the timing and the fact that they don't giggle before the joke is over. I have a hard time with this because I always giggle before the joke is over. Capricorn ascendant people project competence. They simply ooze it. They're generally very image conscious people. The clothes they wear and their manner are a big deal to them. They want to appear successful and they generally succeed. Often the ascendant persona is the one that was forced upon us by family conditioning. For example, parents may label their Libra ascendant child the nice one, their Aries ascendant child the independent one, and their Pisces ascendant child is generally the space cadet of the family. We adopt these roles as familiar ones and often carry them with us as our defense mechanism in some way or another for the rest of our lives. In the case of Capricorn ascendants, these were the children who were considered the responsible ones. Sometimes it was they themselves who looked around them and felt the need to be structured, dependable, and responsible members of the family. So often, Capricorn rising people adopted a strong sense of tradition, family, and responsibility at a young age. Capricorn rising people are generally big on family and forever worry about security for themselves and their dependents. They come across to others as hardworking, competent, and dependable people. What others may not see under the cool, even suave exterior is an inner struggle. They often ask themselves, am I doing enough? Do I deserve all this? How can I make things better? They worry a lot about the future. If success seemed to have come easy to these folks, it hasn't. They just made it look that way with patient, hardworking, driven personality. Some Capricorn rising people practice some form of self-denial. They know how to do away with frivolous. Still, they'll spend money on clothes they really want, the ones with the right labels, that is, and other status symbols. Although they're rarely showy, their quiet air of success is often a result of conscious effort. More often than not, Capricorn rising individuals are success stories. Their childhoods may have been difficult, but they slowly but surely turn their lives around. Saturn rules this ascendant, and this generally means a kind of backwards way of living. As children, they are serious and bear a lot of responsibility. And as they grow up, they age beautifully, learning how to loosen up. So there you go, guys. That is my ascendant. So every time I hear people describing us, they describe us as very serious, very structured, kind of like business-like, quiet, also focused, disciplined, and sometimes unapproachable. Sometimes we just give out this serious face in public that people just make us seem like we're not approachable, but deep down inside we can be very soft. We're just very careful with the people we talk to and everything, but we also like to have friends who have similar views of the world, kind of like us. When it comes down to friends, we can be very picky, and sometimes That's why we don't have a lot of friends, because we have this very independent personality that we're just not really social people. And when people meet us, they might think we're shy and quiet, but in reality, we're just not. We just don't want to give that part of ourselves out. Capricorn rising people might have had a lot of challenges throughout our lives. We didn't get along with our mother or something. Maybe we grew up in very religious homes or conservative or very strict homes that kind of made it seem that we had to grow up faster than what we really wanted to. Personally, I do feel like this played a lot in my life, because I did mention to you guys that I grew up in a religious home. Sometimes my parents were very strict on me. In the past, I did feel like I was restricted or kind of made to be something I wasn't. Growing up, we probably were seen as very forceful or very bossy. I definitely think I was pretty bossy. I look back now and been like, damn, really? Why were you like that? Capricorn people are always gonna be in some sort of quest. We're always trying to figure something out. We're always trying to research something. We're always trying to get somewhere better, you know? So our minds are always constantly working. Basically, everything has to have meaning when it comes to a Capricorn rising, regardless if it's friendship or relationships, job or whatever. It has to have meaning. All we want is to live a better life, and whatever possible way that comes, we're ready to receive it, and we want to be better people. We're always going to keep searching for what our heart wants and what's gonna make us better. All right, guys, so there you go. My sun, moon, and ascendant. I definitely feel exposed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any comments or any questions, make sure to comment down below. I will put the link down below for Cafe Astrology if you guys want to go do that. I love you, love you, love you, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.